Hey everybody watching this, my name is Mike and I'm in my final year at QUT and completed, hopefully, the advertising campaign subject. So throughout my years at uni studying advertising, it's basically led up to this pretty large subject called advertising campaigns, where everybody brings what they have learnt over the years into actual practice and sort of in a semi real life situation. So this subject is treated almost like working within an advertising agency where everybody has their own specific roles and deadlines. So this reflection will sort of talk about my role within the team and some specific aspects within my role which gave me some good learning experiences on the way. And then I'll also relate these experiences to some theory and justify them. So yeah, let's get started. So from the get-go, when we had to choose the specific roles, my mindset going into this was choosing the media role. And why I came to this decision was because I interned during the holidays at a company called AMB, and I worked within their digital media team. And it was a really cool experience. So I wanted to basically apply what I've learned during my time there and to put it into actual practice. So luckily I did get the media role and I was really excited to start. So the organisation that was given to us was the Queensland Police Services, and they wanted us to create a campaign to combat reckless driving and hooning. The parameters within this campaign was a budget of $500,000 and a period of over 2 months. So we weren't allowed to use celebrities, nor were we allowed to use shock advertisements. So from these limitations, we understood that they were looking for something much more on a lighter note, something new, something fresh, and something creative, and that they wanted an idea that would erase the general shock campaigns associated with reckless and hooning style driving. So everything was pretty smooth sailing at the start. The creatives were adjusting to the ideas of what media outlets to use, while production were giving examples of how to actually relay this to the audience, all while the account planners were constantly feeding us with more and more information about the target audience and their behaviours and habits. So then came the role document and the actual media plan and budget, and this is where it started to get difficult and where it required a reason for every decision. So when deciding what media outlets to actually choose, a few factors were within my head at the time. What media outlets they normally consume, their previous attitudes and beliefs towards them, and how popular they are with the target audience. So my approach to choosing these medias were fairly cloudy at the start, but it came down to ultimately what could provide the most awareness and also what provided the most flexibility in terms of advertising and frequency. So this led me to choosing digital as the main focus and the main sort of focal point of our media plan. And this was the biggest decision to make as it solidified the boundaries that the creative and production team had. And it was also, to me, of huge importance to justify this approach. So what's funny is that during this campaign, I saw this strategy stage of more importance than delegating the budget for some reason, which was odd. So as I reflect back on my decision behind choosing these media outlets, I can see that a specific kind of theory triggered and changed my decision process, and that my mindset was based around the importance of understanding past experiences and emotions to finalize a decision. So this theory was the model of goal-directed behaviour, which stems from understanding consumer behaviour and the idea of attitudes and attitude change. So I learnt this theory in one of my second year subjects called Consumer Behaviour from a textbook by Solomon and Bennet. And I actually believe this to be one of the fair few theories that I actually continually relate to when finding background information and understanding about a product in relation to a target audience. So what is this theory exactly? The model of goal-directed behaviour by Perugini and Bagozzi suggests that the marketer's ability to predict intentions and future behaviour will be improved if they also consider the anticipated emotions and any past experience the consumer has had with the product. So this model is called goal-directed because anticipated emotions are strongly linked to goals and provide a powerful motivator for behaviour. So this model has been built upon several past theories, including the theory of planned behaviour by Ajzen, which introduces the concept of behavioural control and the belief that you can actually control a situation and make changes. And this theory is built upon the original model by Fishbein, which suggests the overall attitudes, salient beliefs, and evaluation of each attribute accounts to a change in behaviour. So each of these models incorporates the features of the previous one, while including the additional variables. So to date, we understand that the model of goal-directed behaviour is the latest theory in understanding attitudes and attitude change. So how exactly does this theory apply to my case in the media development? In order for me to actually decide what media outlets to choose and the potential of popularity in the future, I had to look at past mediums. I had to understand how certain popular media outlets were incorporated and how they were perceived by the target audience, both through emotions and past experiences. And this kind of stems from the model of goal-directed behaviour. So this led me to researching experiences the target audience had with certain media outlets through surveys that we conducted as a group, which gave me further insights into justifying why I chose these media outlets and the behaviours they need to present. So simply put, the target audience from past experiences with the internet believed that it was the most credible source of information, most credible source of facts, and one of the very few humorous media outlets. And on top of that, it was the easiest medium to communicate with friends and family. So it was also one of the only media outlets which affected their emotions on several different levels. So from these past experiences and behaviours this target audience had with the internet, it showed the potential of our unique and humorous creative to leave a long-lasting impact in their minds. So this led me to incorporating digital as the main component of our media plan. Now from all of that, from understanding understanding the target audience's sort of consumer behaviour, I can choose what media outlet is the most effective, and that's why I believe that the model of goal-directed behaviour actually applies to my decision making. Now looking back at it all, I can kind of see that this theory being applied to not only my case, but also through the Queensland Police Service's case, as they wanted an idea and campaign that wasn't revolved around shock advertising, which was previously used as the focal point in all of their driving campaigns. So the decision could be from the fact that they analysed the past emotions and behaviours of the target audience, and how they weren't proving to change the very fact that people were still out there hooning and driving recklessly. So from that point, it led us to developing a campaign that did not associate itself with any forms of advertising, any forms and behaviours of shock advertising, with the hope that it will improve the behaviours and perceptions the target audience have with reckless driving advertisements and campaigns. So yeah, that is my reflection. I thoroughly enjoyed this subject, and it was a real learning experience that I'll never forget. Plus we won too. Go Team 3.